like to start by thanking everybody for giving me this opportunity. And I'd like to say that I stole this. This is a lesson by Mr. David Chamberlin. Gonna read from it today. But I feel a question that we have all come across is, does God exist? But the Bible begins by affirming the existence of God in Genesis 1:1. And I can't think of that right now. Should know that.
Heavens and earth.
Yeah. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But there are three positions that people hold when they regard the existence of God. Theism, the belief that there is a God who created man. Atheism, the belief that God does not exist. And agnosticism, the belief that man cannot be certain whether God does exist or does not. There can only be one correct answer to this question. Either God does exist or he does not. Either there is evidence for his existence or there is evidence against his existence. The question must be answered. We cannot doubt the existence of the material universe in which we live. Since something exists, we have to acknowledge that the fact that something cannot come from nothing. Since something cannot come from nothing, then something must have always existed in order to serve as the cause of the universe. The question is, which has always existed? Has physical matter always existed in some form, or has an intelligent mind always existed? Matter has not always existed. Even atheistic evolutionists admit that the matter has not always existed in its present form. Is it true that the material universe must have had a beginning? Among the laws of physics, the second law of thermodynamics holds that all processes progress from a state of order to disorder. The universe must have had an orderly beginning as time goes on. It moves in the direction of disorder. An intelligent mind is greater than matter. Matter is not intelligent. The universe shows signs of intelligent designer. An examination of the universe demonstrates that it has been designed by one with an intelligent mind. The earth, the plants, the animals, the people within it show extensive planning and design. The design of the universe simply the result of a lucky explosion that happened to somehow bring all these things to perfect order by blind chance? Or is it the design that we see in the universe the result of a divine planning and the creation of God? The universe displays signs of design, purpose, and control. All of the stars, the planets, operate on a precise mathematical principle, which allows man to measure time, days, months, seasons, and years. Why do all these processes operate so precisely all the time? The human body displays signs of design and purpose. According to the Bible, the human body was carefully designed by God. Is there evidence that this is true? Who built this great house, this universe? Everything that is built must have a builder. Hebrews 3:4 says, for every house is built by someone, but the builder of all things is God. Is it logical to believe that a house, automobile, or watch was formed in perfect working order by random chance or accident? The answer given in the Bible is the answer that makes the most sense. In Psalms 19:1, give me a second. The heavens are telling of the glory of God, and the expanse is declaring the works of his hands. Is it obvious that a man is unique? It is obvious that a man is unique when compared to everything else in the universe. Humans are different from animals and behave differently from the animals. Is the unique nature of man a result of the random process of evolution, or is the unique nature of man a result of the divine planning of a creation of God? Is evolution the answer? Evolution refers to the idea that life exists as a result of random explosion that took place most schools today, but evolution is a theory or a hypothesis. Evolution is not a proven fact or science. Evolution is not scientific. What most people don't realize is that the theory of evolution is not scientific at all. The theory of evolution fails the test when it comes to science. It cannot be observed, it can't be tested, and it can't be repeated. Scientists admit that evolution cannot be proven as a scientific fact. Many scientists like to think that evolution is a proven fact, but many others are honest enough to admit that it's not a fact. There are three unanswerable problems in the theory of evolution. Life cannot spontaneously originate from organic material. The gap between animals and vegetable life cannot be bridged. No plant or animal is ever transformed into another plant or animal. If we turn to Genesis 1, Genesis 1:11 through 12. Then God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seeds and fruits and trees, and the earth bearing fruits after their kinds, and seed in them." And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed after their kind, and trees bearing fruit with seed in them after their kind, and God saw that it was good. 1:21. God created the great sea monster and every living creature that moves with which the waters swarmed after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind, and God saw that it was good. 24 through 25. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures after their kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after their kind," and it was so. God made the beasts of the earth after their kind, and the cattle after their kind. And the cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps on the ground after its kind. And God saw that it was good. These problems were raised in 1872 by J.W. Dawson, and it cannot be answered today. But what about the missing link? Evolutionists would like us to believe that there is just one missing link or two in the chain of evidence. But the reality is that the whole chain's missing. Man is different from animal. But if that is the case, then where did man get all these unique qualities that animals have never possessed? The Bible gives a simple, straightforward answer in Genesis 1:26 through 27. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to the likeness of our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the creeping cattle, and over all the earth, over every creeping thing that creeps on earth." God created man in his own image, and in the image of God he created him, male and female, he created them. The Bible says that the one who claims to know God does not exist is actually a fool. Why is it so foolish to state that there is no God? The one who says it is to bring himself down to the level of animals. The one who says it closes his mind to all evidence of God's existence. Romans 1:20 through 21. For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes, his eternal power and divine nature has been clearly seen, being understood through what has been made, so that they are without excuse. For even though they knew God, they did not honor him as God or give thanks, but they became futile in their speculations, and foolish hearts had been darkened. The one who says it is unequipped with the knowledge make such a statement. The one who says it would possess all the attributes of God in order to make known for certain that he is right. Man may choose to believe that God does not exist, but man can never prove that God does not exist. Each person must come to their own conclusion about whether or not they believe God exists or not. Each one of us is responsible for examining the evidence that comes to a logical decision. What is the most reasonable explanation for the existence of the universe? What is the most reasonable explanation for the order, design, and purpose evident in the universe? What is the most reasonable explanation for the origin of life? And what is the most reasonable explanation for the unique nature of man? There's only one answer that makes sense, and that is that there is a God. So, I will start where I started again. Does God exist? Will you think about that as together we stand and sing?